So folks, today we're keeping it quite simple. We'll just go over a little bit of the structure of the day today. After which we have 2 breakout rooms and Kartika will take us through who goes where and how we get there. We will pitch in our breakout rooms. This is really just a recording of what you will write up and send in on Monday. We have Sahil here who joined us last week, who's going to kind of listen to all your projects as well. So Amrita and Sahil will hold a room. We have Christian as well. Christian and I will hold another room and we will kind of take notes and make notes of what we hear. This, just in terms of a process, all your writing, your written proposals, as well as some of these recordings of the pitches will go to other getter heads, right? Amrita, like, can you just explain who and where it will go to for review?
No, so this is a regional project. So, all the participating institutes, that is like the one in Bombay, of course, that's us, but also Bangladesh, Pune, Delhi, Bangalore, they would also be reviewing the applications.
Right. Yeah, so we will take in the written proposals as well as the videos that we will record today, and we will send it out for the others to review. And of course, we will be announcing who gets these grants on the 2nd of December when we all assemble for the next time. So yeah, so Kartika, maybe you can take us through the pitch guidelines, and really without much ado, we can jump into our rooms and start hearing from you.
All right, so thank you everybody for filling in these slips in the Who's Pitching section of the Miro board. I see a lot of names across just all of the projects, so it's been a little bit of a brain twister, but I've tried to make it as convenient for you all as possible so that you're not jumping from room to room. So you will all find the order for the pitches today. As we mentioned earlier, you will have 5 minutes to make your pitch, and there will be 2 minutes for clarifications by the jurors. This is not feedback in any way. This is just clarifying questions, if there are any. So this is room number 1, and this is the lineup. You will find a log line as well. For those of you who are not pitching today, you are free to jump from breakout room 1 and 2, depending on what you're interested in listening to. So please take a look at this. What I'm going to do is I also have an easy access here for you. It doesn't have all that log line stuff, so you can just see your names and know which room you're in and when you go.
Could we just take a screenshot of this and
yes,
put it
I will
on
just pop it
chat?
in the chat. I already have it. I'm just.
Thank you. Yeah, so some of you might have to nobody shifting rooms, Kartika, or a couple of people might have to jump.
A couple of people are shifting rooms. Should I go over that now? Maybe. Does everybody finally know how to go from breakout room to breakout room? I really hope you can navigate from room 1 and 2. So essentially we have Preeta and Barnamala here. I believe Preeta and Barnamala here as well. Preeta here. And okay, sorry. There is Vinnu over here. Might have to move to this room. So you have slot number 1 here and slot number 4 over here. The rest of you, Mihir, we've tried our best to keep you in the same room. Neeti, you as well. So please take a look. We've given you enough time to jump out of one room and go to the other if necessary.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of hard work. We're really happy to see you guys are taking collaboration very seriously. But having said that, we'd like you to really think hard on which of these projects you will lead and you're absolutely essential for, there is a chance that 2 or 3 of the projects that you put your name on could get funded. And if that becomes the case, will you be able to give all these projects the energy that you can is something you really need to think deeply on. So we really urge you to, before you put in proposals on Monday, please think hard. And we do need a lead applicant stated in each of these proposals, because Goethe Institute will get into a contract and pay the money to the lead applicant. The lead applicant will take ownership for the project and ensure it gets delivered as well. So please kind of, within your groups, ensure that you do have a lead applicant. And just for logistics on the other side, administrative planning, we do need somebody to head, lead, and stay accountable for it. It doesn't mean you do all the work. So, please ensure that it is a collaborative group project. But having said that, those who have names on multiple projects, please decide which one you are leading and which one you are supporting. And if you have the bandwidth to still put your names in all of these projects. We'll come back to what is required in the proposals right in the end as well. So once we're done with the pitching conversations in our breakout rooms, we'll come back to the main room, discuss the proposal itself before we break off. So how do we do this? We just walk into our own rooms, Kartika?
Yes, so I'm going to open the rooms out. And you should be able to navigate to the rooms. You will find the breakout room button at the bottom next to the share screen button. So when you click it, you will find room number 1 and room number 2. And if you hover your cursor over it, there will be a blue counter. Press it to join. If anyone's having any difficulties, do let us know. So if anyone's logging in from a mobile, this may not be easy for you. Do let us know and we will put you in your respective rooms. So we have Amrita and Sahil in room number 2, Christian and Kamya in room number 1. I will be in room number 2. Hanish, you could go to room number 1. Is anyone over here having difficulties navigating? Please let us know.
Kartika, which room? Is there a specific room or can I join?
Yes, Hassan, you need to go to room number 1.
1, all right.
Okay. Karen, I believe you need to be in room number 2. Marsha, I can assign you to a room. Just let me know which one you'd like to go to.
So Hassan, that was very scary.
Yeah, that was the intention.
But do people have to go through the entire experience of the scan to be aware?
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of like tweak the parameters as we go, and depending on like how visual we want it to be and etc. There should be like an age limit as well on the thing where you're not supposed to access it below 18 or something like that. So these are all the things that we are kind of currently thinking about.
Yeah.
It's actually what I would find really, what I find curious is the type of scams that you experience and the type of scams that I experience. Because I experienced, and I have another fun sharing. I don't know if you get these kind of emails where there says that this Nigerian prince has a lot of money. I got that as a letter. I got that as a printed letter by mail. I don't like posted from Spain to Germany. I got printed spam, Nigerian prince spam. It was messed up.
Great.
There was a phone
now,
but there was a phone number, but I didn't call. So my highest respect for you calling back, because I actually was like, no, I'm just scared to call the scammer.
yeah. I mean, the thing is so widespread that every single day I get messages about how Amazon is recruiting daily and they are paying people like 5,000 rupees a day. Every single day I get these messages on my phone. Like, this is so widespread that hard to imagine.
You're not the only one, even I get them.
Yeah, right. Oh, come on. Can you just raise hands if you get these kind of messages?
I don't get
it.
Who gets
Amazon is hiring or Google is hiring and they're paying 5,000 rupees a day. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have, if I may, I do receive those SMSs. I would also like to offer a story where I think scamming is an art. It's unethical, but it's an art, because I recently got a new job and so I updated it on LinkedIn, and you can tell I just started. So someone's gone to my LinkedIn profile, found out the company I work at, found out who my boss is, and then emailed me impersonating as the boss. So that was quite, that's why I said scams and art.
Damn.
Great. So thank you all for your time. Kartika, maybe we should take them through what the proposal requirements are. And one thing we may not have added there that we will is this idea of a lead applicant who will shepherd the rest of the team.
Yeah, so here it is. We have the project title, and the new thing that we would be introducing here in the group members is a lead applicant who sort of takes responsibility for handling the funds that come in, or if you're chosen, and also take ownership to deliver the project. And then we have the logline, concept summary. How do you intend to contribute to open source? A lot of you have already covered all of this in your pitches today. What is your civil society concern? A proposed budget breakdown for the 2,000 euros and 3 indicators to assess the impact of your project. Kamya, would you like to clarify this point number 8?
Amrita? I guess it's just safe to say that the kind of projects that are coming up are so wide that
it's just something to help us like understand exactly what are the 3 main points of impact in that sense that you want to put to, like, your 3 hopes or like aims through the project. I think that would be thing. It's last on the list because I'm pretty sure it will be like the most difficult to address, but try and put that in if it's possible. Like, what do you hope to achieve?
Yeah, what's a good project for you? We're not saying successful, right, Amrita? We're definitely staying away from words. The idea is what do you hope to achieve, and how would you tick that off in your box? So
yeah, I mean, like, we just heard some of the pitches, so I could give an example, like the last pitch that we heard, which was on the story thing. Maybe for you, the indicator would be that if like 15 people from very diverse backgrounds sort of given their stories to your platform, I mean, that would be like an impact indicator for you. And that does not mean that if you get 10, that's unsuccessful, but it's just what's your wish, you know, that I think that's the one way of putting it together.
hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Some of you have questions. Would you like to ask those questions now?
maybe my question is really obvious. Apologies, but I'm wondering what happens if to the pitches that aren't chosen. Sorry about that. Whether or not there'll be some kind of reorganization or regrouping after the selection process. Thank you.
You want me to take that? We will have like a second round of pitches in March next year. So those who feel like they need to rework their pitches and stuff like that, they can apply then as well. So just because you've applied now does not mean that you can't apply again.
I have a question regarding the budget. So since this is a seed grant and for longer projects, or like you said, projects with a very broad thing that they want to achieve, so this grant will be for a few months maybe. So is there anything particularly that you like we can write for, something that, you know, like what are the things that can come under the purview of being funded by this seed grant? Is there something that we cannot ask money for,
Yeah,
something like that?
include in our budget, like we were thinking of the budget structure, yes.
So it can definitely cover some of your research costs, some of your technical costs. Yeah, that's possible. Travel,
So,
if you need to, for research.
What about human resource? As in
Yeah,
if we are-
absolutely. It can, as long as it makes sense. Like if you just say like, you know, 20 euros for human resource, I mean, that doesn't make sense, but like as long as it makes sense, it's fine. It does cover all of that.
Thank you so much.
As long as I think you legitimize how this money is going to push the first thing you need to do to get the party started.
Also, like don't just put it down to like only personnel costs, and then I mean, it's a seed funding, so you really need to produce something in the next 2 months, or at least show some concrete steps towards developing the project as well, right? So
Amrita, there's a question by Karen saying, will there be a time limit for completing the project?
we'll have a touch point like in March next year, but then just to see that there is like a certain progress on the project. But after that, completing it is quite up to you. I mean, we can't like, because the whole idea is that you also work in your own time. So the C-Cube goes on till July. So next year, if you can complete it by then, that's great. But if not, it's okay. As long as there is some actual concrete steps to realize it.
Gaurav?
Hi, just following up on the timelines question. So in our current pitch, when we're budgeting for a 3-month cycle, which sort of ends, let's say Feb or March. So that's the sort of completion cycle that we're working with, that we are outlining the proposal in terms of the next 3 months until the next big touch point that happens. Or am I completely wrong in assuming that?
Well, you're actually like pitching for getting your idea started. That's what it is. So it's just that we would like to see what you have done in the next 3 months and stuff like that. But you should focus on seeing how best this budget helps you kickstart your idea.
I had one question, sorry. I just wanted to ask if also through the project, we'll be able to, if there's someone from the C-Cube community or from Gotha who could mentor us as well. I mean, is that a possibility, or are we supposed to handle this completely by ourselves?
That's a very difficult question to answer because we don't know what your need is at the moment. What we can do is, I mean, we can of course help you with contacts for sure. That's something that we can do, because that's something that we do otherwise as well.
Right.
And in terms of actual mentoring, I mean, I think that that's a call that we'll have to take later, depending on our own capacity as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Also to say, I think we might not be able to help you and your group only. If it's something that the community is feeling the need for, then we will arrange for, so it has to be kind of slightly more of a collective concern or requirement. And then we will arrange to bring in somebody to address that need.
Okay. All right. Yeah, thanks.
Chaitali, you have your hand up.
Yes, hey. I'd like some clarification about the part in the proposal about the open source with respect to legals and financials. If you could clarify what exactly you're looking for there.
I think that was intended to say any thoughts towards that direction is great. We know that the project is intending to open up to that, and you need to explore and kind of work through those areas. But if you have any starting points or starting thoughts on those three aspects, it would be good to put it down. Anything to add, Christian? Is infrastructure costs allowed? Aishwarya wants to know.
Yeah, I would say yes. I mean, that is, yeah.
And can this budget allocate for technical help outside the cohort?
The idea would be that if you get, I mean, yes, but the idea would also be that if you get technical help, then at least pay attention that the help you get also falls on the open source. I mean, there are many contractors or externals that will work for money. That's at least in Europe's like this, that some even say, well, I do half price if it's open source, because it's in their interest as well to have their work published to feed the system the same way we want to do. But the idea is that as long as it's possible, try to get help within the open source community instead of just reaching out to pure technical help.
Okay. Any other questions? Good question, Shreyans. Shreyans wants to know, can we bring on board technical collaborators from the cohort after the pitch gets funded?
Can I add to that question?
Sure.
So basically, the reason I asked that question is because, like, it's not that we haven't been speaking to potential technical collaborators before this, but sometimes it has been difficult to find people who want to stick because of a variety of reasons. And we intend to continue having conversations with people, because even today we saw so many intersections and overlaps in ideas and philosophy and intention. And so that's why we were wondering if let's say we get funded, and but we don't have a technical collaborator on board, or we have a technical collaborator and we want to bring in additional support, because we, as the project is evolving, we see that developing into a need. Is that allowed, or what is
Anybody?
Tom?
Okay, go on, Publix.
No, I wanted to pass to you, but I think the question is a bit of a difference whether or not it's a pure technical help you need to reach your goal, right? Or if it's technical help within your project idea, because I mean, some projects have no tech on board, whereas others have. But yeah.
Yes, I think I had the same concern as Shreyans. Like Mihir is kind of collaborating in a lot of projects, and like if we need some extra technical help while like going along, like further down the projects, and each project might develop in different ways. Like how we are envisioning it might not be the same like 2 to 3 months down the line. And if we kind of need like other collaborators within the cohort, like how will we go about it?
I mean, okay, I'm going to put this like very simply. You can add from within the cohort, but do not drop unless like it's something that's, I think that's the easiest way to go about it because, and I completely understand that once you actually start working, there will be different directions and you might need a different kind of technical help and stuff like that. But yeah, the idea is to like try and work together as much as possible.
Yeah, it's maybe to this thing with not drop. It's maybe better to start like with a smaller team and then extend it than the other way around, having a large team where half of them fall out because they are busy with other things. I know the feeling of wanting to do everything at the same time. So yeah.
And Sujay, you had asked about more formal feedback. I think as people review the things, we will be getting their notes, which we can send back to you. Yeah, Christian, so it's safe to say that all these proposals we can collate different people's thoughts on it and send it back to them, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I have the notes and we can put it all together.
Yeah.
That's doable.
To add to that, not that it needs to be, it's just, will that be before 14th or after? Either way is fine, but
after.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, all the rooms were recorded. We will be uploading them onto the same YouTube playlist and sharing it with you as soon as that's done. That's available.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Good luck putting your things down in writing. And do stick to the word limit because clearly the jurors have to read through a lot. So yeah, try to be as succinct as you can and wish you the best.
And stick to the deadline. Thank you.
And see you on the 2nd of December.